Hi guys, coming by the old church again, just around this way. Just give you a good view of it there. It's right there. Oh, it's nice round there. It's lovely. I just thought I'd hop on. Getting to a different route actually. Just one sec. Gotta be careful. Look at the sun in the background. Lovely evening. It's beautiful. Cars come whipping around the corner here, so one sec. Bear with me. Alright, here we go now. We can get started. I'm coming around now. There we go. Look at it here, like beautiful evening, and you can see the turbines in the distance. It's a new route. I don't think I've gone down this one and shown you before, but I wanted to just come on and talk about a little something which I think can have negatively impact us all. It's something called hindsight. We all know, don't we? It's a bastard. It's basically, you look at it and you think, I should have handled that situation better. It's very often that in the heat of the moment, like you just want to, get to safety or get out of a dangerous situation. It's often after it that leads to the most stress. Just take your mind off that for a second. Some cattle, you fellas. Now, how are you keeping? And back to me. Yeah, do you ever have those moments where you start thinking, oh my god, I'm such a pussy, I'm such a wuss, but you handled the situation, you handled it well enough. We often forget times where we actually showed courage, and like, it can be different for everyone, but the definition of courage is it's doing something that you don't want to do, doing something despite being scared to do it. And like, I'm paraphrasing. Before I paraphrase a bit more, oh, this just makes me happy right now. Look at that. Look at the peace, tranquility. Oh, look at that. Oh, and the sun just... This is bliss. Really is. It's so nice. Just being in the swim as well, if I sound a bit dozy. Got Elton out as well. The king. Look at that in the background. Oh, it's class. But yeah, courage. It's different for everyone, like it really depends on you as a person. So again, I just have to show you this. It's just too good of you not that, but that. Look, oh, that is class. Look at that. It's doing something you don't want to do, and that you're afraid to do, more so. So like, can you think of a time where you put yourself out for somebody else, even when it wouldn't benefit you? You weren't even thinking about yourself, you were just thinking of them and looking out for them. I'm sure there's lots of us that forget that, but we'll remember the negative shit as soon as it happens. And often you'll warp it so that it's worse than you think. Because I know I fucking do. I do that really badly. All the time. I'm very guilty of that. You know, just replaying all the times you wish you had done something or you hadn't done something. There's lots of them too. That's fucking shit. Feels awful, doesn't it? But we all know it. We've all done it. This is it's a difficult one for me to even make because it's very easy to access all the negative shit you've done. Much harder to access the good stuff. Like, I've given examples before, you know, and by nature I'd be quite a quiet, passive person, you know. But when you're my size and the way I look, people just expect me to act a certain way, and it felt like I had to, whether I wanted to or not. No, I fucking stuck my neck out for a lot of people. Gave those examples on the bus where there was a couple, both of them were scummy and they were taking lumps off each other, but I got in the middle of it and split it up. You know, and a lot of us just want to go about our day, I understand that, but sometimes you've got to just step in. It finds you, you know. And I did. Didn't really want to, but I stepped in, and then another situation where I probably could have avoided if I wanted to. It's what I talk about again on the bus. A gay couple, and they were attacking each other. And I got up and just, you know, said, you leave that family alone, get away. It's hard often to use my words, you know. And I've been told to just leave situations and not get involved, and it probably would be easier. Oh, but before that, look at those horses, aren't they beauties? Oh, look at them. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is lovely in the background. It's amazing. But yeah, like, there's plenty of situations where I should have probably not gotten involved, but I did because I thought it was the right thing to do. You know, I talked about female friends of mine who were flirting with lads, and I got in the way, you know. I looked out for them, even though they'd gotten themselves in that mess, and it probably would have been well within my rights to go, fuck them. You know, they've done it themselves, but I couldn't deny consciousness do it. And I would have got my head kicked in, but I still stepped in because I felt like it was the right thing to do. You know, and I feel like if more of us looked out for each other, then it wouldn't be such a, you know, an anomaly. But a lot of people are very selfish. They just look out for number one, and their attitude is, I'm not getting involved unless it affects me. You know, there's some people who wouldn't do the same for me, and I hate to say it, but I am getting more of a selfish attitude because there's loads of people who'll just take your good nature for granted and abuse it, you know. In particular, I've seen a lot of elderly people who just expect you to be mannerly, and you see kids who aren't, you know. And when they decide that they're just going to take advantage of the more vulnerable in society, they can. They can do whatever they fucking want, and if nobody steps in and does anything about it. But then when they do, they're not appreciated for it. There's a real lack of appreciation for good people, for sure. I found that 100%. And even just like, you know, trainings, I didn't want to go to rugby trainings, football trainings. It took fucking courage to go to them. I really didn't want to, but I did it. Despite wanting to be anywhere else, I pushed myself. Don't know why half the time, but I did. I wanted to be anywhere else, but I fucking did it. Again, it's just more that I have to show. Look at that. Incredible. It really is. I haven't been down there in a while. Yeah, you see a lot of cowardly people. They wouldn't look after anyone but themselves. That's definitely more common now. And yeah, like, even although it wasn't appreciated, really wasn't fucking appreciated, but when I had a go at the fella who used to bully my brother, that was all out of a good place. Did my family appreciate it? No. They were the first in to judge me and say I could have done it better, which isn't fucking great. Makes you feel like no matter what I do, I feel bad if I do nothing, and then if I do something, there's plenty of critics to tell you how you could have done it better. Plenty of fucking critics. You know, there's no appreciation. It doesn't matter what you do. So all you can do is try. You know? So calm. We were in here before, actually. Anybody know Old Bar? Just put that back. Room there. Yeah. It's nice round here. Used to have like a crepe stand where you can get like coffee, crepes, churros as well. I love churros. They're lovely. I think they did away with that. I don't know why. Anything good they always get rid of. It's nice around here, especially this time of the year. It's so peaceful. Really calm. Oh, I haven't been down here in so long. Well, like, me and my brother we've driven down and walked Alfie, but we haven't just walked down here the whole way. Walked on the beach, but I miss it. I'm glad I decided to come this way today. But yeah, like, think what, like, it really feels my guilt and makes me feel, you know, shame. That wonderful feeling. It's more the things I didn't do than the things I did. Like, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of things I have done that have alienated people. But I think it was from a good place. It was well intentioned, just misguided, shall we say. Oh, and people are like, who's this fucking Lula? Definitely. There's people will always look at you like you're a psycho if you do something out of the norm. Just show you another field with that. Fellas. Oh, these are females. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's loads of farms and fields around here. But yeah, sometimes I get overly protective, you know, particularly if I'm with a group of female friends and gal pals. I'll be on guard all the time, you know. I can't relax because I feel like the lads I'm with won't look after them, because I've been out with my mates and they don't even look after their own girlfriends half the time. They're just like, you fuck off and do your own thing, which is great, isn't it? That's really what you want. Very masculine of you. They don't give a shit, you know, like when you're walking in Dublin city centre. I get so paranoid. I'm always looking after everyone, and not for anything, you know, not to get anything off them, as you say, but just because they're female friends and you want to look after them, make sure they're safe, but their own boyfriends aren't fucking doing that. Which is what the world has come to. Mad, isn't it? Good people aren't appreciated, like I say. But there's times like where I'm frozen, you know, with fear, because I'm anxious and it just takes over. You know? Can't control it, it just happens. But I've never left anyone just to get the shit kicked out of them or anything, which is saying something. Look around here, it's actually class. That is amazing. There's a little section now that I want to show you. Look at that. Ooh. Look at that. It's beautiful down here. This section just around here, this can flood sometimes and it looks so good when it does. Look at that. Ooh. Get to the little river here, which is all found. Look. 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 Look at that view, that is incredible. Oh, that is class. Oh. But yeah, that'll flies everywhere. That'll sometimes that'll flood over, so that's just like completely waterlogged sometimes. It's mad to see. And now it's bone dry. How are you, pal? Little dog just popping up. Yeah, there's loads of fucking flies going into my mouth. Loads of them. Oh, I can't turn around now in a second. Get the last few hours of light. Yeah, been meant to come down here for a while. So yeah, this is all barn right down here. It's nice, isn't it? But anyway, head back up now. Yeah, fucking amazing down here still. Fuck. Except for the flies. Get rid of them. Just head over here for a sec. I'll show you around. I always used to come down this way. I always just walk down here, especially when we first came down. Walk for miles. To be fair, the scenery's not bad. Nice. But the flies may fuck off. They're everywhere. I feel like a water buffalo right now. Fucking hell. Oh, pause that. Fuck me. They're everywhere. Yeah, I'll head back. Fucking drone up there, spying on me. But yeah, just to finish off, I want you to think, like, is there any times like where you've been in a situation where, you know, you didn't want to be in it, you stood up for someone else, you know? It's a thing like that can really make you feel guilty, is when you feel like you didn't do enough. And if you're particularly anxious, that can really just seize you up, you know. And whether you like it or not, you're gonna freeze, you're out of action. So if you didn't run off and leave someone like to get battered or whatever, you're doing alright. Look at that. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't come down here. It's all the flies. Great scenery, but you can probably see them all over. Fucking hell. It's all that stagnant water. When it just sits there, they love it. Yeah, I'll leave you with the. Look at that. It's so calm, isn't it? It's so calm. So yeah, losing my train of thought here. Bear with me. Still spaced out after that swim. So relaxing, it honestly is. Best thing for the head. Say hello to these fellas. Fellets. Ladies. Oh, there's a mixture actually, yeah. Oh, a little calf as well, let's see. Yeah, there you go. The sun in the background is so nice. Yeah, it's like I wouldn't have gotten through school or university even if I hadn't shown a bit of courage, you know. So there's a lot to be said for it. And there's a lot of people who just give up and act like it's because they're not arse, when really they're just afraid. That's the truth, you know. They won't put themselves out and get out of their comfort zone. That's a negative place to be all the time. Like, oh, hello, you alright? Little kitty cat. Oh, you alright? Okay. Spooked the poor fella. Changed my opinion a lot on cats. I used to hate them, now I love them. It's all because of Charlie, the Geordie cat. To clarify, used to say he loves the magpies. Football reference if you don't get it. Our neighbour's from Newcastle, white-eyed man. She has a cat, like a really lovely cat as well. He's like Norwegian forest cat and a Manchurian cat as well. He's lovely. He's very fluffy, but he's also very outdoorsy. And when I used to get back from my shifts as a kitchen porter, I get back at like 3 or 4 a.m. and he'd be waiting outside me out. And one day I hadn't the heart to leave him out, so I'm the reason he kept coming back. Then we got Alfie, and he doesn't come back as much anymore, sadly, as Alfie chased him off. Alfie's king of the castle now. But getting sidetracked, as I always do. Speaking of scaredy cats, ironic, but yeah, there's even like just thinking about, you know, like all the things that neurotypical people, or you know, most people in general, from what I've seen, yeah, they take it off the bucket list, and there's a lot more vast in mine, you know, all these things that they want to do, and I feel like I'm just doing half of it to keep up with them, you know. Like, there's a lot of things I look fine doing, but if only people knew how fucking anxious they made me. But I pushed through, you know. Like, it would have been very easy for me to give up in school and just fucking drop out, but I didn't, you know. I persevered with it. There's a lot to be said for that. And like, I look back on it now, and I'm a lot more confident than I was then, so it's a different person dealing with the situation. I was basically in survival mode, get through this, get through that, you know. I don't care how you do it, just get through it. And somehow I did. Don't know how, but like, no one gave me much hope of even graduating from secondary school, never mind university. As he said, and it is Father's Day, so I gave my dad best wishes anyway, and we're on good terms now, thank God. But I just thought such a thing to say after I graduate, you know. I didn't think you'd be able for it. He said, congratulations, well done. I really didn't think you'd be able for it. Like, the most backhanded compliment you're ever gonna get. I guess it meant more though. So cheers. But no, it was difficult, and it obviously shows you how people didn't think I'd be able for it. Well, there's a lot of people who didn't. And in fairness, my mum and my brother, they helped me out, they backed me up for it as well. They knew I'd be able. You know, And I mean, to be honest, without them I wouldn't have gotten through it. That's the God's honest truth. They really did help me. And times weren't easy on any of us, but I also had to go in and do it myself. Nobody was doing that for me, you know. I didn't want to let them down, because it was a great opportunity, you know, and I appreciated what a great opportunity it was. But you know, it took balls, it took resilience to get through it. And now you're kind of wondering, what was it all for? But it'll all work out in the end, I hope. But I also like to show up week in, week out on the rugby pitch when I really didn't want to. Look at the size of them. Them daisies. How big they are. They're the biggest ones I've ever seen. See? Bleeding massive. I'm getting really tanned, look at me. That's not just being burned, I promise. It was raining earlier. It was actually a shit start to the day, but it's amazing now. It's been a beautiful last 4 hours. But yeah, it takes courage to show up week in, week out for a team, especially when you're an anxious fucking wreck like I was. I used to be physically sick before games, couldn't eat anything, because your body literally goes into survival mode. And you can try and trick it all you want. Eventually it's just too much and it starts to break you down. It gets too much and you can keep pushing and pushing, but it's gonna win, it's gonna break you down. It did with me. You know, and everybody kept telling me how well I was doing, and then I felt like I almost felt like I was having a coming out party for ironic with the Elton shirt, but with one of my coaches, because I was like, after being at every training and every gym session, every game, all of a sudden now I can't do any of it. And I say to him, look, I've got depression. And he's like, I know. And I was like, you could have fucking said something. You know, nobody said anything. Everybody just said I was doing well and getting on great, but I knew that was all a fucking show on my part, and obviously not a good one, if everyone could tell. And then maybe they felt awkward about saying it, but getting eaten alive. But it would have helped me if someone had just, you know, eased up. And there were lads who came over to the house even to chat with me, and fair play to them for doing it. Shout out to Coco, he came over before and we had a really good chat, you know, really good, to be fair. And just a lad that I played with, by the way, second row partners, the engine room of the team. But yeah, I didn't want to be there. I don't know why I kept doing it. I kept showing up week in, week out when I really didn't want to. Is that courageous or is it stupidity? I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to give up with school, with college, with everything. And then when I had several really serious incidents, you know, like such as spending the night in a jail cell or fucking throwing myself out in front of a car. Getting thrown out of nightclubs and nearly getting into a fight outside in bar and nightclubs as well. Just getting, you know, ridiculously drunk. Somehow keeping it all together. I don't know how I fucking did. And I felt like sometimes I wish people had called an ambulance or had me committed to a psych ward or something. So it would have been an even bigger wake up call, but then it would have halted all my progress and I would have never graduated. And I kept saying to myself, have your breakdown after you graduate. Which fucking happened. Sure enough, I was like, just hold it together, get the degree in the bag, and then you're free to have your breakdown. I knew it was coming, and boy did it come, didn't it, fellas? The cattle even know it, yeah. They know it well, yeah. You lads knew, didn't you? Yeah, they knew. You could tell in their eyes. See you later, fellas. But yeah, I was. But yeah. I was running on fumes. I don't know how. I honestly don't know. Like, when my dad said it, I didn't think he'd be able for it. Graduating university. I'd be honest, neither did I. Not for a second. But I appreciated that I got free education, you know. A free level 8 degree. I didn't have to pay for it, and not everybody gets to say that. So I appreciated the golden opportunity I was given. And I think a lot of people really don't. Look, I felt like I would have been such an ungrateful prick if I didn't appreciate that. But I got through it. You know, through sheer will and determination. Somehow we got there. But yeah, that took courage. As I say, standing up for my brother, that took courage as well. But sometimes I just kind of did it. Other times he told me not to, but I was like, fuck this, and I did it anyway. Again, stupidity or bravery, I don't know. I really don't know. One or the other, again. It's a lovely little spot. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Boy, have I. Oh, I come past my favourite St. Bernard's house. I met her earlier today. I met her before I started filming. She's lovely. She needs to be careful. She came out bounding out to me before, and I was terrified she was going to get hit by a car. Oh, look at these fellas. Hello. No, don't worry. Hello. Aren't they beautiful? There's more of them there. Yeah. Hello. Now, see you later. And look at the little fall. Hey, fellas. I just love animals of all kind. I love horses though. They're very calm. Meant to be great with autistic people as well, so that's probably why I love them so much. Love dogs even more though. Let's see if we see my pal up here. But there'll be lots of times, you know, because as I say, I was bordering on non-verbal when I was younger, and comorbid anxiety from the age of 7, so you're dealing with a nervous wreck of a child, which definitely sums me up, even to this day. And people would say because of my size, oh, you shouldn't be, you know, look at the size of you, but thanks, that doesn't fucking stop it. Just makes it even worse. It is what it is. You know, that would explain like all my stomach problems and the nerves. But like, you know, people would say stuff to me and I wouldn't be quick to come back with anything. I couldn't be assertive in that way. You know, that took a lot of trial and error, which is going to be messy. I'm a lot better now, but boy, was that a messed up process. That wasn't easy, let me tell you. Not at all. It's something you just have to learn on your own. You know, that's another thing. When you're comparing yourself to people who are, you know, quick with their words and they're confident, very easy to think negatively about yourself. Usually, like, you pick it up from people, so if you've got like a certain family members, you kind of pick that up from them. I picked up the anxiety and the nerves, so that's what I got. We're all anxious wrecks in my family, unfortunately. It's because we care, we give a shit, you know, we're empathetic too. We worry about others, which is our downfall. I mean, it's a good thing, but you don't want to spend your life worrying about everybody else, because you never worry about yourself. And people have said that to me constantly. You just worry about yourself. I probably need to be honest. But I think that shows courage that I've looked out for others. Like, there's been times now where I've needed to run, or I've just frozen and haven't maybe given the macho response, but kept myself safe. Didn't abandon anyone. And you know what, half the time nobody wants you to do fucking anything. But yeah, stood up for a family when they were getting verbally abused on a bus. And as your man got physical, I was more than fucking happy to get physical with him. He's a dickhead. The poor father, like, just looking out for his kid and his wife, which is showing courage on his part. And then we had a chat afterwards. That Scouse couple talked about that. That was me. I got involved and split that up. Nobody else, apart from the lad who looked like Danny O'Carroll, Mrs. Brown's son. Real son now, not there, but in the series. Buster Brady I'm talking about. If me and him hadn't intervened, your man would have taken lumps out of his miss. Trust me. And then like that, you know, bigger, stronger fellas getting a bit too hands-on with a girl, and I stepped in, even though probably was not making it out with that in a good way. But I think your man appreciated that I was respectful, but I was assertive as well. And I did the right thing, you know. Whether it's appreciated or not, fuck it, I did the right thing. And I've stepped in before, you know, just to say, look pal, just back up there. I've been fucking used because of it. People literally just handing me their jackets or their handbags and saying, oh, will you mind them, will we go out? And eventually I just said, look, I'm not fucking minding your stuff all night. But like, I knew they weren't going to attack me or anything if I said no. It was that fear of getting rejected, you know. It's a fear I have of being rejected, and you people please a lot. And I guess with my borderline traits, you could say fear of abandonment. Fear of rejection is abandonment, isn't it? I'd say I internalise a lot of those symptoms. Whether I have it or not, I don't know, but I need more assessments to prove it. Some of it definitely resonates with me in ways that like autism wouldn't explain. But what was I going to say? It takes courage to be on your own, you know, to not need other people and to be self-reliant. It's easy to like go in with, you know, to go into a job where you know everybody and it's comfortable, and a lot of people do that. You know everyone. Your uncle's best friends with the boss or something. So you're gonna get special treatment. It'll be easier for you. You're not really pushing yourself though, you're not really growing, are you? So I think it's important to challenge yourself and go outside the comfort zone, really. But there's lots of people that aren't willing to do that. And it's not easy. It takes balls, it takes courage. And you might fail, that's why it takes courage, because how are you going to cope with the failure of it if it doesn't work out? A lot of people can't. You know, like I talked to a lot of people who were in similar situations to me, and they dropped out of school and had to repeat the leaving cert, or they dropped out of college. There's no shame in it if you have to, but I didn't. I felt like I pushed through, and as awkward as I felt, as shitty as I felt about myself, I gave myself a huge fucking pat on the back because a lot of people in the similar situation, some of them had just never been in a challenging situation before and they weren't prepared to deal with it, so I am grateful for that, because without the previous experience I wouldn't have been able to deal with it. I guess I've been prepared for it in a way, you know. I don't know if anyone finds that, you know, like do you freeze up when you're scared or in a confrontational situation? I either just swing like a mad joke, or I start to tense up, you know, my shoulders rise up, and it depends on who I'm with as well. Typically if I'm on my own I'm more confident actually, because most of my friends will tell me, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Like, what should you do then? You fucking do something. They're all great at telling you what you should do while they leave you. And that's when you start to think negatively. You start to think, oh, maybe they're right. Usually I've gotten people out of the situation and everyone's been safe. Because if I start throwing and there's a fight, are the lads with me able to deal with it? Sometimes not. See how people are when the odds are against them and the chips are down. Are they as ballsy? Are they as brave? In my experience, no, they're not. Like, I'll admit, hand on heart here, that if a fight can be avoided, I will do it. If I can use my words and calm the situation down, I'll take that option before throwing haymakers. Wasn't always the way, but I think it's the best way. And people say it's more courageous, because you can let your own ego get in the way and you can get your arse handed to you. And also the people you're with, you can put them in harm's way and they may not be as capable as you are. And I'm not saying, Jace, that I'm Tyson Fury or anything, though I do a good impression. Tyson Fury, Gypsy King, knockout champion. God come down from heaven and give me this victory. I swear down. Oh, cringe alert, cringe alert. I really hope no one was listening, apart from you guys. Oh, that grass is amazing. Oh, look at that. I'm such a country bumpkin now. Getting pleasure in grass. But it's the little things. Speaking of which, just the calmness is what I love. Just look at this. Now, if that's not very relaxing, and that's my meditation, just this, so peaceful. Oh, it's lovely, it really is. Just getting a few more steps in for Sunday, and then get my weigh in done next week. It's not going to be great every week, but we chip away at it week by week and we'll get there. I'm just thinking now, because 30 days out of September, so we 15 more days, basically 2 weeks of June, and then July and August. I give myself my birthday's the 2nd of September, so early. Am I cutting it too fine? Yeah, maybe 11 weeks we'll go with. 11 weeks to lose 8 kilos. It's doable, definitely doable. Started out with 117 kilos. Weighing in 115.4, which is class. But let's lose a few more. Won't be the same every week, but stay off the booze and the fizzy drinks. Definitely get there faster. So yeah, look, mind yourselves anyway, and been a long rant. But I hope you're all well. Take care. And look, I'll see you in the next one. Slán foil. And happy Father's Day. Lot are son of ditch. A yaddy. See ya.